Hi, welcome to another episode of Charlene's Vision. Yes, today I'm going to be flying solo. Today I want to give you some information about my day job, which is human resources. There is a new law that's going to be affecting the employees. Do you know what it is in 2022? Well, after today you will know, after you watch the show. So we're going to be covering like what is Connecticut paid leave, when the paid leave is going to be effective, who administer the Paid Leave Act, what is covered under the Connecticut paid leave, like who pays into the Connecticut paid leave, and if you do not pay in and if you do not use it, do you get reimbursed? Who is covered under the program? How many ways that you can apply to the Connecticut paid leave? Does the Connecticut paid leave cover like COVID cases? And who determines eligibility for the Connecticut paid leave? Where the Connecticut paid leaves, where can you find the forms? And we're going to talk a little bit about 21 FMLA versus Connecticut paid leave. Does the Connecticut paid leave applies to people, the part-time employees? Does the Connecticut paid leave, is it protected under, or your job is protected when you do the Connecticut paid leave? And the responsibilities for the employee to the Connecticut paid leave, the responsibilities, me as the employer, to the Connecticut paid leave, and my responsibilities for the employee, and also for the Connecticut paid leave. And then what type of information that you're going to be needing to give to the Connecticut paid leave. And we're going to go over some scenarios, okay? So let's just get started. What is the Connecticut paid leave? It's definitely an opportunity for employees to take care of their families. So it's the Paid Family Leave Act. That's right, paid. So this is effective in January 1st, 2022. So employers was taking out money in January 1st, 2021 so this can be actually effective. So this is great news for the employees. So definitely, who administered the program? The program is administered by the Connecticut Paid Leave Authority. They the one that administered the program, which is awesome. What is covered under the Connecticut Paid Leave? So definitely birth, adoption, like foster care, bone marrow, organ donor, recovery of a pregnancy, and especially if you're having complications. If you're having complications, you get additional 2 weeks. Definitely for any serious illnesses that you have, or if you're taking care of someone that has an illness. And also domestic violence, which is great because that stuff does exist. And so that relationships can be, it's your parents, right? Your spouse, your children, your grandparents, and also your grandchildren. And also there's this place for affinities. So if you have like a neighbor or a significant other that you've been close to, you actually can just show documentation and you can actually take off for them. Now that is really awesome, and which is great. So who pays into this Connecticut paid leave? It's the employees. The employees, they pay into this 0.5% of their salary since January 1, 2021, money was getting to contribute to this program. So the money is for the employee. There is no match for the employer at all. And if you do not use the Connecticut paid leave, do you get reimbursed? The answer is no, you don't. It's like an insurance fund. It's there if you need it. If you don't, that's even better, right? Because that's saying that you're healthy and also your family is healthy, which is great. So who participates in covering this program? So this program, the employers that have one or more employees has to participate in this program. Non-profits has to participate in this program, and private sectors, factors with unionized workforce. So sole proprietors and self-employed, they can opt in the program if they want, or they don't have to participate. See, they have the option. We do not have the option So if they want to go in, it just has to be at least 3 years if they come in the program. So they need to stay in for 3 years. Now, one great thing is that they try to make this as seamless as possible for the employees. There's going to be a lot of information. It's new. Everyone is learning it. I am learning it for the first time. I am not a lawyer. I just got my information from the Connecticut Paid Leave website, and I just wanted to let you know about this today. So the 5 ways you can actually participate is the U.S. mail, right? Email, phone, fax, or online. So if you do the mail, you can mail it. The email, it's ctpfl@aflac.com. If you want to do the phone, it's 877-499-8606. The fax is 888-485-0973. And of course, the online website is www.ctpayleave.org. Now, one thing about even if you do it by phone or online and even mail, you definitely should still go to the website and just register. It's very imperative that you do that, because then that would be saying that they got your paperwork, you know your status, and you can definitely see what else you need to do. So that's just to monitor and see it. So that's definitely important. One thing about the website, is so awesome. They have a video to tell you how to even register, which is awesome. I like that. So does CT paid for COVID cases? So since me being in the HR, right, there's someone that definitely, well, it depends. Because if you're sick and you're under a doctor's care and you're not feeling well and you're throwing up, yeah, that's a serious illness, right? So you're under a doctor's care, so you definitely can apply. However, if you have COVID, and you just have a small cough, then it does not apply at that time. So who determines the eligibility of the Connecticut Paid Leave? So you definitely have to, they determine, not the employer. You can't call me up and say, oh, when the checks are coming out, or am I approved? I do not have that authority. That's the Connecticut Paid Leave Authority. So they're the one that will let you know. And one good thing is that they don't do checks anymore. They only do debit cards. So every Tuesday, it mentioned that they would definitely dispense credit card. And it gives like 5 business days. So it's a pretty wraparound time. It's something that's not going to take a long time, which is also great. Now, of course, where can you apply is for the CT claim is definitely going to be on the CT Pay Leave website, ctpayleave.org. Now, let's talk a little bit about FMLA in 2021 to CT Pay Leave in 2022. You know, the Family Leave Act before, and one good thing about this is that when I used to work at my other job, I had less than 75 employees. So FMLA was something I did not have to deal with at all, right? But now, since I'm transitioned to a job that deals with FMLA, I know it like the back of my hand. So that was good, I got that experience. But 2021, it applied for 75 or more employees. Guess what? 2022, 1 employee. 1 employee. You don't have to be 75. So 2021 employees had to work 12 months and 1,000 hours. Now you don't have to work 12 months. Guess how many months you have to work? 3. Only 3 months to be eligible. And the 1,000 hours, no, we throwing that out the window. It's definitely no hours are required. Can you believe that? 2021, job protection was 12 months. Now, job protection is only 3 months. In the 2021, you had to have 16 weeks, 24-month period, 26 with military. Now in 2022 is 12 months. Now, one thing I like that they did was that the federal and Connecticut was 16 months and federal was 12 months. Now they combine everything as in 12 weeks. Well, it was 12 weeks. 12 weeks for federal and 16 weeks for Connecticut. Now it's just 12 weeks and 12 weeks, which is good. And guess what? These are paid 12 weeks. Before FMLA, it was just protection, right? It was job protection. But guess what? Now it's Connecticut paid leave. It's 12 weeks of job protection plus you get paid. Because that was causing a problem before. People would say, okay, I have job protection, but I still have bills that needs to be paid. And then that would be the problem. They would come back to work and they are not fully recovered because they had to pay bills, because bills is not going to stop if you're sick or not. We know that, right? So now that you are definitely you can relax for 12 weeks or shorter, but at least you don't have to think about. Now, me doing FMLA before and now, I always send out plethora of information, right? And people see all of this information and it's like, okay, what do I do? So I always say it's not just the paid, definitely you need some emotional as well. So we always attach a EAP with that, because you definitely not just need the money, but you need definitely to be emotionally stable. So what are the responsibilities for the employee? I always tell employees, over-communicate. Tell your supervisor, tell personnel, definitely tell HR 30 days in advance or even more if you know that you're going to have some surgery, right? So we can get everything prepared. My responsibility is to make sure that I submit the paperwork to you so you know the steps. Definitely, I would definitely have the Connecticut paid leave information on that paperwork. And still, sometimes the employee, they get so confused. They send me back the paperwork and it doesn't go back to me. No, it goes to the CT paid leave. They are the one that actually going to make the decision. However, the Connecticut paid leave, I definitely need some information back as well, right? So I definitely will need the paperwork back to stating how long you're going to be out. So some things do go to me and some things go to Connecticut paid leave. So if you notice that when you see the forms, it clearly states that what I need back and what does the Connecticut paid leave needs back. And you submit your application to Connecticut paid leave. Like I recommend, always go online and register. It's pretty simple to register online so you know your status. Now, Connecticut paid leave definitely needs supporting documentation. So that information you'll get from your doctor. And also, what's very important is returning to work. We all want to know when you're going to return back to work. So there's going to be a certificate, and the certificate should state how long you're going to be out. It never shows the date. We know that, right? Because we can't say, oh, I'm going to be back the 16th of this month. But it gives, the doctor always write 4 to 6 months, or 4 to 6 months, or they give a gap. So no one really knows when you come back. Now that's where the problem happens, because the Connecticut will be paying you and then sometimes you're back at work and you'll definitely be working. I can see that happening because it happened before. So definitely over-communicate when you think you're coming back to work on Monday. Let the CT paid leave know, as well as your employer, because I have to have a lot of information filled out as well. So me as the employer, my responsibility for the Connecticut paid leave, there's documents that needs to be done. I need to know your wages. I need to know when are you going, what's your schedule, and usually I looked at the form. The form goes back for 12 weeks. So I need to know your schedule for 12 weeks. Now, some companies is easy because they work 9 to 5. However, mine is not that easy. We have first shift, second shift, and third shift. So with these shifts, I need to know your schedule, and I need to submit that also to Connecticut paid leave. I need to submit your date of hire. There's plenty of information. I need to submit your wages as well. And definitely, I need to make sure everything is accurate. So I definitely want to talk to the employee before they out on leave, right? Because that's why we're giving you that 30 days so we can have that communication so everything is complete. I don't want to give the Connecticut paid leave information and you giving them different information. That's not going to work. We both need to be on the same page. So we need to have a conversation of what you need, of how many days you're going to be out when you're back to work, so we can have all of that in writing. So that's the stuff we're going to be using. What I'm going to be giving to the employee, the employer needs, I need to do two things. I need to give information to the Connecticut paid leave, and I also need to give information to the employee. Now, the employee information I always give, I give the information of when the documents are to be sent back to me. And I usually give 3 weeks. I always say 3 weeks from the day I found out that you're going to be on leave. However, if you cannot give the documents back to me in 3 weeks, I can extend it for another 3 weeks, right? We're here for you. We want to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible. It's bad enough that you're going through surgery or you're helping a caregiver, so we want to make it simple as possible. Sometimes you let me know the way it's communication is different ways, right? So if you want to communicate by text, that's perfect. You want to communicate by email, that's also great, or you want to give a phone call. Like I said, we're trying to make this as seamless as possible for you. Now, I want to make sure you get all of the information you need. I usually always attach the EAP information. I always attach our policy, what's required. So remember, you are getting paid for the Connecticut paid leave, and you definitely could be out at that time, but definitely we need to communicate to see how long you're going to be out for. So that would be awesome. Now, what information does the Connecticut paid leave needs? They definitely need the medical certification back from you. That's definitely is always by the doctor. The doctor will complete that, and they will give that back to you. And I always tell people, another problem I'm always having, when we give them the paperwork, the certificate, they give it to the doctor and they expect the doctor's office to fax it in. Keep a copy for yourself. I can't stress this enough. Every time I say, oh, where's the paperwork? Oh, you didn't get it from the doctor? The nurse or the receptionist said that they was going to send it to you. They are overwhelmed with a lot of patients, and it's best that if they said that, that's great, and I applaud them for it. However, just because they say that, say, let me get a copy just in case. Because sometimes people forget. We forget, we are human, right? So sometimes I'm like, where is the certificate? And it's like, oh, you didn't get it yet? You didn't get it yet? And I'm like, no. Do you have a copy? No, I don't have a copy. So make sure you keep a copy of all of your documentation so you can have it for your records. It's important that you have it. So you always want to keep your information. And then once you get it, you send it to me, and also, which is your employer. You send it to your employer. When you send it to your employer, they definitely look it over, and also send it the documents. And on the website of the CT Pay Leave, it gives you step-by-steps of what they're missing. If they're missing something, they will reach out to you by email, and that's why you always should go on and register and make sure, because they are pretty accurate. If they need something, and they're pretty efficient, and they give you, it's only 5 business days. So normally, what they do is that they will contact you, maybe through email, saying they are missing some documents. If they're missing some documents, then you need to give them the documents. And so once you're out, right, you don't have to worry about the bills coming in. You don't have to worry about the payments. The payments is automatically coming in. Once the payments is coming in, it should be continue coming in to that time frame. So let's go over some scenarios. So let's just say that you have 4 weeks of vacation, right? If you have 4 weeks of vacation, you do not qualify for the Connecticut paid leave at that time. Actually, after you absorb 2 weeks, then after you absorb the 2 weeks, then you can still hold the other 2 weeks. So if you plan on going on vacation, you still have those 2 weeks. But after those other first 2 weeks are absorbed, you definitely can go on a Connecticut paid leave. So you're always going to keep 2 weeks of PTO. Now, if you don't have any PTO, you automatically go into Connecticut paid leave. So those are some scenarios that I came up with, and that's on the website as well. There's going to be a lot of information that's on the website. So go to ConnecticutPaidLeave.org, and if they have anything, they will let you know. Maybe if I have the answer, I will let you know as well. Still, you can visit me at charlenesvision.com. And you can email me at charlenesvision.com. charlenevisions@gmail.com. You have a great night.